rolling off the throttle is, that's rolling on, that's rolling off, okay? So it just means giving it some gas. So try and do this. So down here with my right hand, I normally have my hands over the brakes, but if I pull the throttle towards me like that, we speed up, yeah? If I pull the throttle towards me, as in thumb goes underneath and the fingers come towards me, as in this motion, back, the bike speeds up. That's throttling on or throttle on. Throttle off is that motion when you go forward, so like your knuckles dive down over the handlebars, and that slows the bike down, because when you pull the throttle towards you, or you throttle on, you are giving the bike gas, as it were, and you're opening up the engine. Let's just get through this section. Same as a car, if you know the concept of driving a car. So yeah, throttle on, bike speeds up. Throttle off, bike slows down. Because, you know, simply put, when you throttle on, you're speeding up, you know, just like pushing the accelerator in on a car and then easing off the accelerator in the car, it's going to slow down. So if I throttle off, the bike slows down because you're not giving it any gas. So the motor's got no fuel to work with, and that means, yeah, you're not putting drive to the rear wheel, as it were. You're not trying to accelerate or hold your speed, so the bike starts to slow down. And then you've also got engine braking as well. You've got wind resistance, so there's all these forces trying to slow you down. So, you know, in motorcycling, and also when I used to ride the quads and teach people how to ride quads, throttle off was your main way of braking. And even now on the bike, for me, throttle off, you just lose so much speed in a good way. You know, people call it scrubbing speed. Two-wheeled magnetic. Yeah. You know, you're rolling off the throttle. You know, that's the first step, as it were, to braking, is you want to throttle off. So throttle off, and we slow down, as you can see. You know, the bike is just slowing down because you're not giving it any more gas, so the engine's not doing, well, the engine is engine braking, but that's a different side of it. But the first thing is, when you throttle off, roll off the throttle, you know, you're basically saying, right, we're not putting any more power to the rear wheel, as in pushing us forward. One of complicated terms and stuff, but trying to make it simple so it's easy to understand. But I'm no pro teacher by any means, but I've done my fair bit of teaching over the years, but I'm not like a professor or whatever. So yeah, throttle off, that means you're not giving the bike any more juice, as it were, so it doesn't matter if it's electric or gas or whatever. And when you throttle off, the bike is going to slow down because you're not accelerating anymore, or you're not holding your speed, because you're always fighting things like rolling resistance of the road, you know, wind resistance of the air, there's, you know, things trying to slow you down, gravity, you know, there's all these things acting on you all the time. The cops, your conscience. Anyway, whatever, back to the point. As my balaclava rolls off my nose and under my nose and starts to tickle my nose. It's just fantastic. Anyway, yeah, well, we're throttling off. Yeah, so when I was doing that maneuver back there to slow down at speed or brake heavily, the first bit of that is throttle off, and that slows the bike down. I just pulled the clutch in that time so that I had a bit more, or a bit less, took away the engine braking, or had less engine braking. Well, probably is no engine braking if you engage the clutch, just so that the bike kept rolling a bit more. I didn't lose as much speed or scrub as much speed, but that's not a riding technique, as it were. That was just giving me the ability to demonstrate what I'm doing with my hand. But let's see, so roll off, and we just start slowing down. So that's the first part of braking, and that, I think it's fair to say, that pretty much goes for any speed. Scrubbing off a bit of speed or rolling off to slow down slightly, is the first part of it. They'll definitely teach that if you do a beginner course. So throttle off. And then also your fingers then are either free to, so if you're doing the 4-finger thing and you roll off, then you've got to come up and over to grab the brake. I like to ride with 2 fingers over the brake lever here, and 2 fingers over the clutch over here, because then I've got instant, not instant gratification, that's something slightly different. It just takes less time, let's put it that way. For me, I don't have to reach up and change. I don't have to reach up and over the bar if I've got. So let me just put that lock on. So yeah, if I've got 2 fingers over already, as I roll off, they're already in position. But if you're doing what you're supposed to do as a beginner and ride with all 4 fingers on the handlebar, you're rolling off, but then you've got to go up and over to reach. Doesn't really matter how many fingers you're using to do that, you still then got to reach and pull the brake in. Now I personally think braking with 4 fingers is just a lot, you know. I mean, yeah, there's a whole thing, I've spoken about it before, other people have spoken about it as well. You know, that's the way the courses are taught, right? It is what it is. So they want you to use all 4 fingers, that kind of thing. And yeah, the logic seems to be it's something about they don't want you to brake too heavily, because then the front wheel might lock up and wash out, slide out from under you, and then you're going to have a crash and you're going to slam or whatever. But like, yeah, I think if you're braking with 2 fingers, one, you don't have as much power, because 2 fingers versus, so just then I rolled off slightly with a roundabout. I didn't use the brakes, I just rolled off the gas, slowed down a bit, and then back on. Yeah, I mean 2 fingers I think is going to have less power than 4 fingers, so I think you're not going to brake as hard. But anyway, it is what it is. That is the procedure, protocols, the current way of doing things. That's what they want. So don't do what I did of doing all your practice using 2 fingers on everything. I guess use 4 fingers, or get in contact with the place that you're going to be doing your course or your test or whatever, and see what they say they're going to do. The place I went to in Newey, they were super friendly, so yeah, they were happy to answer questions, on the day and before the day. I found doing stuff with asking the questions before the day maybe was a bit better than trying to ask on the day. But yeah, rolling off. That's what that is. And then engine braking was what was at play, and wind resistance, all the resistances basically, and that was slowing me down to begin with. And then obviously we're talking split seconds here, or seconds, not much in it. Then I'm applying the front brake to slow me down. So then it's a combination of engine braking, because you're in whatever gear you're in with your engine braking, so then you've got your engine braking slowing you down, but then you're also going to be using the front brake of the bike, the rear brake, which is with your right foot. You can add that into the mix as well if you want. You're supposed to. That's yeah, a bit of a trick, trying to get your brain to do all of that stuff together. Just got to practice, that kind of thing. So you roll off here, just rolled off, didn't use the brakes, and we're down to 70. So rolling off is such a useful thing to do, it really is. But there was another comment saying, oh, so what, you don't brake on a motorcycle? Yeah, you brake for sure, you definitely, like I pulled the brake in there just because I wasn't sure where that white car was going. You know, yes, of course you have to use the brakes on a motorcycle. My point was to that person that sometimes I ride and I pretty much do the whole ride and I haven't used the brakes, because I'll downshift with the gears and use engine braking, or just the rolling resistance of the wind and everything else, like I mentioned, just slows you down. And if the roads are quiet and you know the roads, or I don't know, things just go your way or whatever, you can do a fair bit of riding without using your brakes. But yes, you definitely 100% want to use your brakes on a motorcycle for sure, and I use them all the time. But when I need to use them, and if I need to use them, they're there and I'm going to use them. You know, I'm never going to think, oh, I suddenly need to stop, I'm just going to roll off. No, that's the first part of it, and this stuff all adds up and it happens quick. So it's roll off, and then you're going to brake, and then you're using engine braking to assist as well. But I'll play that clip in a moment. And it is, yeah, roll off, then all the resistances which we've spoken about, so engine braking, wind resistance, rolling resistance, that kind of stuff, they all start to come into play, and then you are reaching, or you are then pulling on that front brake to engage your big discs at the front, or disc at the front on this bike, to start stopping you, and then your bike's dipping down forward, so you're loading up that contact patch. It's all working together. Then you can add in your right foot as well, and you can be either pushing with that one, or modulating, or on off as it were, and using everything in your power to slow the bike down. And then you have to prepare for the turn, which means you don't want to pull the clutch in and just coast around the corner. You want to be using your left foot to downshift through the gears and find an appropriate gear for the turn, so you have to work out what speed that's going to be. So we're rolling off the throttle, then on the front brake, turning in third. So basically I went from, I don't know, what was it, 80, 85 approximately. But yeah, there's a lot of things that work together. You're downshifting, so you are using, well, I use the clutch. Some people say they do clutchless shifting, which is where they don't use the clutch when they downshift. But we're doing stuff in the context of beginner riders, or when you're learning to ride, or that kind of thing. So yeah, you're downshifting, because I was in 6th, and then I wanted to drop down to 3rd for that turn. So then I am using the clutch, so I can downshift, but that was right at the end. So you'll see that I've dropped, the speed is starting to drop. I think when I get to about 30 Ks, that's where I feel comfortable pulling the clutch in. And then I've started downshifting to 3rd gear, and then I'm releasing the clutch, trying to override my brain, or my default feelings of coasting around using the clutch. So yeah, letting the clutch out slowly so the bike can handle that, doesn't stall or whatever. And then I'm giving it a bit of gas so that then I can proceed to the next bit, which is I'll show the footage if I haven't already. Yeah, riding on the next road, or the next section of road, which is a lot slower. It wasn't a 100 stretch, I'm coming off onto like a 50 or a 60 stretch, so then you've got to sort of match your revs and the speed and the gear to the speed that you're going to be doing. So, hopefully this has helped you out. If you're still hanging in by now, hopefully you've enjoyed the whole video, and I'll catch you in the next one.